Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Tacoimposters for February 4th, 2021. Gosh, this year's already going by fast. Oh man. Yeah, so I decided to do it outside because I have this Quincy here. This is called a Quincy, this thing here. It's like an igloo, but with snow. And I think, I'm not 100% sure about this. From what I remember looking it up years ago, the Inuits, is that what they're called? Yes, Inuits use them like igloos, but for snow. And so, but it's not like done yet. Which I might come back, might stop the video, cut the video, and then come back when I have more space to get in, because it was nice, and then it snowed, and it's that like really good. Well, some of it's that really good. Wet, what's it called, snow? Oh, by the way, this episode might be a little bit shorter because there's not a lot of time on the camera and SD card, and it's outside, so I don't know if the cold is going to affect the battery of this camera. But yeah, let me see what's in here. Yep. Okay. Wait. Yep. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I might come back. So I'm gonna come back when I can get into the Quincy. So it might take a while, but. For me, I mean, for you it's instant, but for me it might take a while, so I'll try and come back when we can get into the Quincy. So I have an update here. Let me just turn myself around to see you guys. So I got an update. Yeah, it's the Quincy is about, well, I mean, it's not done obviously, but there's a lot of snow in there, and it's the kind of snow that's hard and lumpy. And hard to, it turns into the weird icy kind of snow, which you would think is good for this, but I don't know. Is it? I'm not sure. So let's just a sec. There you go. I don't know if you've seen my face. I don't know how the sound's going to sound. I don't know how it's going to look in there. I just barely got enough space to put you in. Look, right here. Oh, God. Go in. Be very careful. I'm going to be on my side, too. So sorry about that, but... Oh, no. Stop doing that. This is hard stuff. Okay, I need my gloves on because it's freezing. Okay. And then this way. Put this glove on, okay. I'm so sorry for all the jittery. Just bear with me. So you go like this, then you go down. And I just had enough. Barely enough room. Yes! Yes! No, aim down. Yeah! There we go. I think this will work. Yay! Hope you can see me. So yeah, that's a Quincy, so. I see moisture now. Is that on the outside or on the inside? Oh, shucks. It's on the inside. No, it's not on the outside. I think it's on the outside. Anyway, if the lens is dirty, I'm sorry. I can't fix that right now. I don't have a cloth, but I'm sorry. So yeah, Quincy's, yeah. I mean, the cool things, I think it's the Eskimos who make, the Inuits who make them. And they're very hard to, well, at least they're hard for me to make. I don't know. I'm not an Inuit, so maybe let me just try and settle you in there. I'm not an Inuit, so I'll have to settle, for what I have, because I'm not an Inuit, and I don't know their, techniques and stuff, but, yeah. Ooh, there's water right there. Yikes, there's lots of water, so, yeah, I know. Ugh! This is not good. I'm trying to wipe off all of the water condensation here. I don't know if this is actually going to be good, bad, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but anyway. So, yeah. And apparently they can live in them, fully live in them with like an igloo. I never understood how you could live in an igloo. I heard you could live in an igloo with heating in it, and I'm like, but how? How do they do that? I don't even know. They're crazy, those guys. They live in extreme temperatures. They're cold. Oh, yeah, it's cold, but yeah. So yeah. I don't know what it's gonna look like or how it's gonna sound. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't check what it looks like. But yeah. What's it called? I don't know what to talk about, so I never know what to talk about. I like I'm thinking of old stuff, and then it was what were they? Oh yeah, the Ouya. I watched a video about the Ouya. Basically, that was a Android device that basically tried to what's the word? It tried to bring a middle ground for between mobile gamers and proper gamers. They wanted mobile on TV, which I thought was kind of interesting at the time. But then I didn't care when it came out. It was 2000, 2012 or 13, something around there. I think his Kickstarter was in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, and so, um, yeah. 2012, and I don't know if it came out in 2012. Maybe it came out a year later. I don't know. I have no idea. And I watched a video of it, like what, a few days ago. I don't remember. Oh, Retro Gaming HD, I think it was. Anyway, and he was talking about the Ouya, but it was about from like 2019 when the in June of 2019 when or June of 2019 was when they were going to cut the service down, which apparently Nvidia bought. If I'm not mistaken. Anyway, and so, and you said he's going to make a follow up video on what you can do after it was dead, but servers were dead, but he never did. Not, I mean, at least it's not as far as I could find, but anyway. People just didn't like it. It was weird. Because it didn't have a lot of games that were, like, crazy good games. Or it did the mobile thing where it was bad, but it wasn't. But it was bad because it was trying to be a full, like, console game on mobile. And, like, this is a mobile game. It's just weird. Right? So that's the problem. Like the problem with the Ouya. From what I've heard, I've never used one, but from what I've heard, that's the problem with it. Nobody developed for it. Nobody cared, and so it just went down to the wayside of like. You could have had a lot of good things on it, right? Android's not the worst thing to develop on, but they didn't have enough like great titles to draw people in. I don't know. I don't know what their problem was. My feet are cold. But yeah, I don't know what their problem was, but it was not good. I don't know. The controller was also felt a little cheap from what people said, and I don't know, cheap in a bad way, but cheap in a, like, in a strange, not so, like, just like half baked. Like, oh, what is this? Like, ooh, you know. You basically had to pull off the entire front panel. Maybe I'll put a picture up to put the batteries in, and it ran off two AA's, which is not the worst because the Xbox controllers run off of two. Is it AA's or is it AA's? Anyway, and so yeah, and so I don't know. So people thought it was cheap. I don't know. There's just not enough of it. Enough stuff to do with it. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about the Ouya. And the guy said that he got, I don't remember his name, sorry, but he got it for like $5. So I'm like, wow, so you can really get it for nothing. And now they're probably worth nothing because you can't do anything with them. Which brings up the good point of what happens with all the video games that you cannot play because they're dead, because the servers won't run. They just won't run. Because you can only play them with the game developer servers, like, the person who made the servers, or like the company, whatever, if they put it out on a third party company, whatever. But like once they kill it, once the developers kill the server, it's dead. So it's like, what are you supposed to do with all those games? Like the World of Warcraft kind of stuff, or the I think that's server based anyway, or the all the multiplayer first person shooters that are all server based. What do you do once they're dead? What do you do once the people are like, I don't want to support it anymore now, thanks, no, I'm done. It's crazy. That's just crazy. Like, I guess people could, in theory, make their own servers, but I don't know how, like, legal that is, and how, like, I don't know. But what if it's a great game and you love that game and you want to play it again? I don't know. It's just dumb in my opinion. But whatever. What are you gonna do? So, which is where we're getting way more into like fully online enabled games. Like, I think it was, what game was it? Was it Diablo 3? No, or was it Dark Souls? It was either Diablo 3 or Dark Souls 2? No, I think it was Diablo 3. Anyway, I don't remember exactly what it was, but Mike Matei made a video once, and I don't even know what he was talking about necessarily. I don't remember which video it's from, but it was from a video that Mike Matei did on Cinemassacre long ago, years ago. But it was talking about how he went through the game, he went to get the game, and the game was basically said you need to be online, and it was almost all online enabled, and he was like, no, bye, and he literally returned it to the store. It was like, wow. before he got it. I was like, wow. Stupid thing about this is, it's that kind of weather where it's like just warm enough where you wear a coat and you're like, oh, it's hot, or just cold enough to where you wear a coat and you're like, oh, it's 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 actually kind of, you do anything and it's warm, right? But you sit there and it's like, oh, it's just cold enough to have to have these mittens and all that stuff on. Oh, I hate when that happens. And then you take off your coat, right? Or you start taking layers off, and it's like, oh, it's freezing again. Like, it's, too cold to do. I hate that kind of weather. It drives me nuts. Because, like, well, come on! Just be really cold and justify me wearing a coat, or don't, and let it be hot enough so I don't have to wear a coat. Anyway. But anyway, back to the thing about online, yeah. That's online, yeah. And then there's online DRM, where it's like, if you're not online, it won't work. Like, it just flat out won't play. Some of them, it's like, why? I don't know. Because that's the problem he had with a lot of games, the guy that I was watching for the Ouya. I don't remember his name, I'm sorry. But, he had the problem of, like, servers offline, or, like, servers aren't supported anymore, stuff like that, where it's like, what? I was like, what? That's terrible. So what if you want to play any of those games? Which goes to show you that what happens with all those app games that people love, where they're, like, server-based. You know? I'm not saying there isn't a way to do it. Maybe there is. I don't know. But I'm just saying the ones where they're, like, server-based. What do you do with those? What do you do with, like, Mario Kart? Like, the Nintendo... Well, the Mario Kart one, at least. No. Mario Kart Live? No, Mario Kart Circuit? The mobile Mario Kart game. Whatever it's called. What do you do with that one? Isn't that one, like, server-based too? You battle real people? Or you fight, like... I don't know if they battle real people or they do the ghost thing. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. But yeah. I played that game. It's not the worst. There's different controls. Like, there's... For it, I think. I think there's, like, a... Or there's different steering, I think that's what it... Or no, sorry. It's different, boosting, I think. I don't remember. But... Of the two that I've played... Or three that I've played. Of the Nintendo apps. The Animal Crossing... What's it called? Animal Crossing... Campground, I think. Anyway, Campground and Mario Run and Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart's the best one. Well, also or maybe I just like it the most because I can play it in the sense that I like that game a lot more than. Also, a lot more than something like Animal Crossing or Mario Run. Also, it's because Mario Run was the first 3 levels were free, or the first world was free, and then it was $10. And then you always had to be connected to the internet to play it. I was like, oh, that's so stupid. That's just dumb. What if I want to play the three that I have? Even if I just want to play the 3 that I have for, like, multiple times. I can't because I don't have internet access? Really? Come on. This is just dumb. Anyway. What were they saying? Yeah, so... But yeah, and then they had like that some other one, Dragon something, or I don't know. And they had what's it called? What's the other one called? What's the other one called? Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem on apps, and apparently they're not making any more apps. Oh, and then Dr. Mario. I played Dr. Mario. I did, and I don't know. I didn't love it. Something about it I didn't like. I don't know what to tell you, like, how to explain it. I just didn't like it. I think I didn't like the upwardness of it. Like, I think you had to shoot the pills up, if I was not mistaken. They didn't do, like, a Tetris thing where they dropped. And I think they were kind of fast. So for me, it was kind of hard. Anyway. Yeah, so, I don't know. Anyway. I'm not saying that it's bad, but... And it was strange how long it took Nintendo to get onto the App Store, because there were other people like Sega and stuff like that where they had games on the Konami's and like those kind of people. Capcom's they had, or I'm not sure. I know Capcom had some. Anyway, on apps, I think it's because Nintendo wanted something that was very app oriented, like very good for a phone, a game that was good for a phone. They didn't want like Capcom and like some of the other developers have done, where they put these games on on mobile, and they're just awful. Like Mega Man or stuff like that, where it's like these are just awful because they don't work. Because you just want a real controller every time you use it. You know, every time you're playing it, you want a real controller. And so Nintendo was like, no, we're not gonna do this crud of putting our old games on here. Like even if you play Sonic, you're like, oh, yo, not good, not great. I think you might be able to connect the controller to Sonic. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember having a. I remember it was like a Capcom collection or a Konami collection. Anyway, and it was, which is I don't think it's supported anymore. Like can't get it anymore, but the app's gone, I think. But like I talked about last week, the stupid thing about getting rid of app or not supporting apps anymore. Anyway, so I think that was one of them. Anyway, and it was basically arcade games, and you got I think 10 coins or tokens, or whatever they call them. Hat's also itchy a little. But anyway, and you could play like 10 for free, and then you could buy other ones, or I think you might have been able to buy the cabinets. I'm not sure. Oh, I just remembered one of them. Anyway, and my trick was, and there was a trick that you could do. So, what the trick was you connected, or you did your thing, you played your 10 coins, then you deleted the app, or reinstalled it, and boom, you could get 10 more coins. They like reset everything. So, oh, interesting. And then there was one that Activision did, which was a couple of Activision games, and I think you got like some games, or I know there are prizes you could win with tokens, and then they had some just random other like Activision. What's it called? Activision. Or not even Activision. They're just random like arcade things like skee ball and there was like a basketball game, and there was like a basketball hoops one where you throw them into hoops, and then there was air hockey. So that was fun. That was fun. It's just I never had a problem with them, with those I never had a problem with what's it called, with like on-screen buttons. I beat Mega Man 2 on mobile. I didn't beat it on NES. I beat it on mobile. So anyway, I think that's why Nintendo was just like took so long to get onto the app. So you're like, no, we want something that's good. We don't want to just shove our old games on there. Which is strange because you would think that they would do that to get more money because they've done that all the time. They just give us the same No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying gave us the same rehashed old Nintendo NES games on the Virtual Console. Now, don't get me wrong. They had some cool things on stuff like the Wii Virtual Shop and the Wii eShop, the Virtual Console, which was basically stuff like they had friggin' TurboGrafx 16. They had Commodore 64 games on there. They didn't have to have any of that. They figured out how to emulate Commodore 64 on the Wii. That thing's crazy. That system is insane. For doing that, it's great. And apparently you can like hack it and play these games again. I don't know. It's great. But yeah. And so yeah. But then they just stopped. They stopped putting all those. They put all their effort into that one and then never did it ever again on any other system. For so the like random ones, like I mean, it's not the worst, but it's I don't know. I'd like to see some of those things again. I'd like exactly the Wii again on Switch. I don't have a Switch, but I'd love to see that because people would love it. I know it. It'd be great. But anyway, I think that'll be it for now, guys. So again, link in the description. There's if you want to get in contact with me, asking any questions, comments, concerns. There's the Patreon. Sorry, there's always the comment section, but there's also the email tacoimposters@gmail.com. There's the Discord and the Patreon. If you want to see better content, please support me on Patreon. And if you don't, oh well, whatever. Who cares? You know. So I think that'll be it for now, guys. So adios, mi amigos.